Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar from the Citizen Energy Advisory Hub. So this will be an informational session on citizen energy panels. So if you go to the next slide. So just to give you a quick overview of the agenda, we'll start with just some housekeeping rules, and then we'll give you an overview of the project and what is a citizen energy panel and some examples of when it's been done. And then we'll go into the details of, who can host it and why it's beneficial to host a citizen energy panel. And then we can show you the support that we will provide and what is expected from you. And then we'll go through the application steps and we'll finalize with a Q&A through an interactive session. So on to the next slide. So this will be recorded. So for anyone who cannot make this meeting, it will be uploaded onto the CEAH website. And when I say CEAH, I mean Citizen Energy Advisory Hub. This is the acronym for the project. So yeah, there will be a time for asking questions, but this will be happening towards the end of the event. But if you do have a question that you would like to ask during the session, then please go ahead, raise your hands, and then there'll be an opportunity to unmute yourself. And so this is a short overview of the CEAH project. So we are very much looking to drive a citizen-centered energy transition because as we switch over to clean energy, it's very important that we satisfy social benefits and local economic benefits. And citizen energy communities and renewable energy communities have been doing that for the past decade or two. And they're really accelerating. So hence this program is the real one shop to go to get all the information and advisory support to help you on your journey to operationalize citizen energy projects. So yeah, we are providing technical assistance. We are providing guidance documents. We're doing a lot of analysis on legal policy in different countries. And then also citizen energy panels are a key part of the project. So yeah, do keep in touch with us and look on the website to see all the different opportunities that are available from this project, which will last 3 years. So what is a citizen energy panel? So this will be a one-day event hosted by your municipality, which acts as a dialogue. So where citizens engage with facilitators, so we call them experts, and they develop policy recommendations to which you can take on board in your local planning. And then they will also go into EU planning. So those policy recommendations are both at a local and an EU level. And we have the flexibility to, tailor whichever topics you want covered in a citizen energy panel with the kind of overview that it should be based on the energy transition, climate challenges, and local priorities. And in the session, the structure will be like a welcome, a presentation from an expert for which we can provide from your national country. And then there will be a lot of chance for dialogue. So the whole point of the session is for citizens to be actively contributing towards policy making with our facilitation and our support. So we provide support through these preparatory webinars. So we help to train facilitators, we help to train the citizens, and we provide all the materials in terms of slides and brochures, facilitator guides, so that the webinars are strongly supported and they are very much embedded in local setting and local policy making. So some examples of where this has been done. There was a citizen energy panel on energy efficiency, to which 150 citizens participated from different member states, and they were selected from all different backgrounds. So another point is that these panels, they include people which, are often not so involved in energy, but, they are recipients of the local policy that's put in place. So as part of these panels, you get to understand what are the key demands, what are the key kind of desires from your local area and citizens, so that local policy is backed by citizen participation and their preferences for, what makes a sustainable policy in your local setting. So an idea of how this is done is that, perhaps participants, an allocation is given to younger people. So this is to account for generational balance and also the fact that, young people will be driving future climate mitigation. So to empower them to actually have a voice in these policy settings. So, and what happened in this one is that citizens worked in small groups to devise policy solutions. So you can see on this photo here, this is a picture from a breakout group where citizens from the local neighborhood, then they devised local policy settings and they provided recommendations. And this was then supported through expert facilitators, energy specialists, and staff. So as a key output, 221 proposals were fed into EU initiatives and then were taken forward in EU policy through the energy efficiency first principle. So this is a clear example of how citizens have actually shaped EU energy policy, and it shows that the actual support which is needed from citizens from bottom up to set policies which actually work in real life. Um, and here's another one from Grenoble in France. So they focused on energy production, heating systems, and climate neutrality. And they were just randomly selected citizens who came together to discuss these key policy ideas. And then they participated, they split up into sessions. So you can see that it's a similar format to the one before, and the same approach that we want to take in this project is the whole point is having the citizens have a dialogue with each other and with the experts to really show local municipalities what is the key desires of citizens in regards to energy planning and climate planning. So an output here, 219 proposals which were included and then supported the national government in terms of setting policy for faster renewable energy rollout, support for clean heating systems, expansion for low carbon energy production, and education and behavioral change. So yeah, these were sent to the council and they were taken and policies were developed with this in mind and also as a strong evidence base to set policies which actually work in tandem with the citizens living in the area. And then here's another one. So from Poland as well, there was a panel which was supporting city actions on climate protection, renewable energy, and energy demand reduction. So as you can see here, nearly 600 participants from varied ages. So, I mean, the youngest was 16 and the oldest 87. So this really shows that, panels are to bring people from different age groups, different backgrounds, from vulnerable households together in order to discuss how and what policies should be implemented to effectively mitigate and adapt to climate change. And as you can see here, there was an even split between women and men. And the experts helped in terms of like facilitating the sessions and provided these meetings, which informed citizens to kind of enable them to make a choice in terms of which types of policies would best suit them. And then 32 recommendations which were approved by 80% of citizens were submitted to the mayor and then taken forward. So you can see a trend with the other two examples is that, the success and the output were these recommendations, which show before a local policy is implemented that the citizens have its support. And politically, this is a benefit in terms of, having a consensus from different backgrounds about what has actually worked in setting these policies so that when they're put in place, citizens, they know about them and it can be promoted. And all in all, it's a very inclusive process to setting policy. So the city then committed to assess and integrate these recommendations. So as you can see, there's a lot of value added from these recommendations coming in and them taking them on board to implement them collectively. So I will now hand over to my colleague Giovanni, who will run through parts on the benefits of hosting a citizen energy panel. And yeah, do keep in mind some questions because there will be an interactive session which follows this. So, Giovanni.
Thank you very much, James, and welcome everybody. So far we've seen how a citizen energy panels can be implemented and a few examples. Now what we want to focus on are why hosting a citizen energy panel is beneficial and what benefits can be taken out of it. So first we can start from a challenge that the municipality face, which is designing energy actions that are trusted, inclusive, and also grounded in local realities. So the challenge here is to create policies that are accepted by citizens, that have the support of citizens, and panels can help you to do that. Because panels, first, they help to gather input from directly from the citizens, and these and involving them in the policy process helps to strengthen and legitimize local energy policy. Moreover, when delivering these panels, municipalities have the opportunity to reach and engage communities and that are often marginalized or excluded from energy planning. I'm thinking about vulnerable households, women, the elderly, and as a third objective that you can achieve through citizen energy panels is to demonstrate local leadership and obtain wider visibility on a EU level. This, of course, is because by participating in an energy panels that is organized by CEAH, you will also be promoted in and be visible with your example and your experience on our website. And since we aim to be the central hub for citizen energy projects in Europe, you will also obtain visibility in terms of the things you're doing and also to promote your policy actions that you're implementing. So we have identified a few benefits. There are obviously more than these, but for us, the main benefits is to obtain local insights regarding citizen priorities. So asking the citizens what they want to prioritize in terms of planning, but also maybe in terms of budgeting, or also receiving from them some ideas on potential policies that needs to be implemented. And as well, you can also obtain feedbacks on policies that have already been implemented. What is working? What are some barriers that maybe sometimes are missed from the administration? A second benefit is that you get increased trust through participation. This is very straightforward by involving the citizens in the policy process and making them part of this process. You get them to trust the policy and also to be more active and in terms of advocating for the results. The benefits, well, this is not really a benefit of the citizen energy panel in general is more a benefit of doing a panel under CEAH, because you will get expert support from us, that so we will guide you to decide the topic of the panel, to decide what is the best approach to select the participants. We will also help you to train the citizens, but we will see this in the next slide in more details. And then you get evidences to set policy. So basically, you can set policy based on evidences that you collect directly from citizens. And this is very helpful also to tailor policies on the actual needs of the citizens. Then these citizen energy panels can help you to complement local planning actions. As I said before, once you're planning local actions, sometimes there might be challenges that are not identified when designing the policies. So you can get actual feedback from the citizens by involving them in the policy process, and therefore maybe tailor or adjust some specifics of policy that are not working or that can be improved. Um, and as a last one, you get an early identification of implementation challenges. So, as I said, once you go to implementation, you can already discuss how this policy is working in practice and whether there is any challenge or barrier, or maybe it's not a barrier in general, but you notice or you get informed that a specific group of citizens has barriers to access to this policy or to be involved. So, who can host a citizen energy panels under CEAH? Um, we welcome all municipalities across Europe to send an application. And what we want to stress is that this is not limited to large municipalities. We actually believe that since these panels are supported by us, so we can provide support in terms of organizing, recruiting, and training the participants. Smaller municipalities could really benefit from uh, from this, since sometimes they struggle with internal capacity or with time constraint. So we welcome all municipalities, regardless of size, to apply. Uh, so cities, towns, local authorities are all eligible. We also welcome applications from different backgrounds. So urban and rural municipalities are eligible. And we also allow for you to team up with a neighboring municipalities. So you can send a joint application with neighboring municipalities. Of course, you would have to discuss this before with the other municipality to also decide some of the details that you need to provide in the application process. But it's something that we welcome. We also encourage to do joint applications. The only condition is that these two municipalities should be nearby, so in the same region, and possibly adjacent one to the other. Um, Also, we don't we there is no need to have previous experience in organizing citizen panels, so this is open to also municipalities that are doing it for the first time, and also there is no requirement for citizens that participate in these panels to have previous background on the topic, because the objective of the panels is to represent the population within the municipalities, and so we don't expect that a random selection of the population within a municipality will be knowledgeable about the topic. But we will see that we have also some measures to mitigate this potential challenge that citizens are not enough informed about the topic that will be discussed. I saw there was something in the chat. I don't know if it was a comment. In case, James, you can let me know. So now, what is I think the reason why many of you will be here is to also know what you will get from CEAH and how we can support you, because as we know, the idea of having citizen energy panels is often very inviting for municipalities, but it also requires some capacities and some time involvement. So what we will do to help you deliver this panel is we will guide you before the panel, during the panel, and also after the panel. We have foreseen some activities to support. For instance, before the panel, you can contact us to get any guidance, any clarification regarding the application process. you can email us or phone us. You will find the details on the website. We have a contact us page where you can ask clarification about the panels. Then, after you have been selected for the panels, we will have an onboarding call. This will be a one-to-one onboarding call where we will discuss both the timeline. So, when do you want to implement the panel? Also, maybe based on some upcoming projects or initiatives that you will have running. And so, maybe you want to get the perspective of the citizens before this initiative starts, or during the initiative, or even after it has ended, to get some feedbacks. What we will also support you with is with the scope definition. So basically, we know that the topic of energy transition is general, is quite complex, and it can involve various topics. So what we want to do is sit down with you, understand what is the current situation, what themes regarding the energy transition you want to explore more with the citizens, and you want to obtain their perspective on, and therefore we will help you to define the scope. Then we move into the panel delivery. For panel delivery, we will help you to select a recruitment strategy. So we will give you an advice on recruitment strategy and potentially on some conditions to respect given the population in your municipalities. As we saw before, usually citizen energy panels, they they have a balanced distribution between men and women, and they also tend to involve to reflect the population in the municipality in terms also of age distribution. And what we want to do is also involve more vulnerable groups. So, for instance, we have the elderly, or people that are facing economic constraints and difficulties, or that are in conditions of energy poverty. In terms of venue setup, we will not we will help you to identify a venue and also to determine and develop the contents of the panels, including the expert presentation at the beginning for the plenary sessions, and also how to organize the breakout session and the working groups. We will also provide facilitator training sessions. So to deliver a panel, you will need facilitators that will be at the location on the day of the panel to facilitate the working groups. Uh, what we will do is help you to train these facilitators so that they will be able to support you during the day. To do so, we will prepare some briefing notes, and we will also develop some dedicated webinars. We will also have a handbook for facilitators that they can use to get training on how to manage and deliver these working group sessions. We will also have technical assistance experts, or in general experts from the CEAH consortium, that will help you to deliver the panel and to let's say organize it in terms of on the day, how to split up the room, how to deliver the session. And then we will have orientation material for citizens. One of the possible concerns that you might have, as I said before, is that citizens are not knowledgeable enough regarding the topics that you have selected. But for this, we will support you by providing orientational materials. So we'll develop guides, and with you we will co-develop slide materials so that we can train citizens before the actual day of the panel, so that they all arrive on the day of the panel with the same knowledge base regarding the topic. So we will also prepare a dedicated webinars for citizens before the day of the panel to train them. And then after the panel, you will still have our support we will send you a format, a template, where you can insert your panel outputs, and also explain how these have been included into your local policies. And then these will be also shared at the European level, so that also European policies can be instructed and informed by this bottom-up process. And then in terms of dissemination, as I said before, CEAH uh, gives an opportunity for promotion in a very wide network, as we aim to be the central hub for citizen energy projects in Europe. And so you will get the results of your panel disseminated through our website and published. And also, we will publish any achievement that your municipality has obtained by integrating these policies into local planning. Um, Now, after we have presented what we can offer you and how we will support you, we will briefly analyze what is asked from you, a municipality that is applying to host a citizen panel. So in terms of involvement, what we ask you first is to submit an application, of course, so that we can evaluate the application you have submitted, score it, and then select the best ones. What we ask from you is to lead the organization and coordination of the panel. So you already have need to have an idea about what you want to get out of the panel. We'll guide you, of course, to tailor it, to streamline it. But the idea and the objective that you want to obtain out of the panel should come first from the municipality, and you also it's very important that you have some internal capacity and resources that are dedicated to the coordination of the panel and the development of the panel. Then, what we ask you to do is to select a clear local topic that is relevant to the energy transition. Of course, we will help you to define this topic, but it should come from understanding the challenges or maybe some specific policy priorities that you want to have an opinion on in your municipality. We have already proposed a few topics on which the panels can be centered on. But what I want to stress is that it's not mandatory to follow exactly the topics that we have pre-designed. You can, of course, change them, tailor them based on the local conditions in your municipalities. Um, then what you will have to do is identify and provide local facilitators to moderate. So as I said, we will train these facilitators. We will help them to guide the session, but the identification and also the cost related to having these local facilitators present on the day of the event is on the municipality. Um, then what is on you is the recruitment of local citizens and participants. What we can help you with is defining the strategy. So how to select them and what the final selection should reflect in terms of composition of the panel. But what is left to you is the actual recruitment. So reaching these local citizens either via email, via phone calls, or via a survey that can be sent. We can discuss this together, but the actual, let's say, recruitment process will be on you. And then as a final involvement, you will need to secure and prepare a suitable venue. Of course, we will help you to define what should be the conditions of the venue and generally what should be what you should looking for in a venue. But then the final selection of the venue, the cost related to the rental of the venue, of course, this can also be done on municipal premises. So if you have a building or a space that it's owned by the municipalities and you want to use to deliver the panels, that's perfectly fine, and it will be also a way to save on some cost. Um, and then you will also need to prepare the venue for the day of the event in terms of promotion materials if you want to include it, and also the preparing the desks and chairs so that people can split up in working groups as well as to present during the plenary session. So now I will briefly go through the application process. I'm not going into the details of the application process because we will have another webinar in January, which will specifically focus on the application process and will go step by step through the questions of the process. For this first informational webinar, we decided to provide only some key information. So the call is open, so you can already send your application. It has been launched and it will close on the 31st of January. As I said before, we are very happy to support you in case you have any doubt regarding a specific question in the application. So you can book one-to-one appointment by mailing ciainfo@ricardo.com, or you can also use the contact form on the website. Um, once you have submitted application and we have evaluated it, you will get an evaluation report that will be sent to all candidates to notify you about the outcome of the evaluation and also some feedbacks for improvement. And then finally, once if you have been selected, you will be required to confirm acceptance of the offer within 7 calendar days. So basically, once you have been selected, we'll send you an email with the specificities about the panels and what are your responsibilities. And once you accept, then we will start with the onboarding process. We have also developed a few materials that will help you to submit the applications. So we have two guidance documents. The first one is a very detailed application guidance. So here you will find for each question that you see in the application what we're looking for and how we are evaluating it. So I recommend you to have a look at it before starting your application so you can already get an overview of what we ask. For instance, we ask you beforehand to have an idea of the venue that you want to select. You don't have to have made formal arrangements with the venue, but it would be good for us to know that you have already thought of how practically you want to implement this panel. And then the second document, it's more to present the benefits of the citizen energy panels, why it's beneficial to host them, and what you can get out of them as a municipality. As I said before, we're open to any question or any clarification that you might need. So we welcome you and we encourage you to contact us at the ciainfo@ricardo.com to schedule an appointment so that we can clear any doubt or concern you might have. And then once you're ready, you can start with the application survey. So very briefly, I'll go through the evaluation process and what we're looking at. So basically, the first thing that we're looking for is motivation. We know that panels must be driven by commitment from the municipality. So what we're looking for is to have a clear idea of the reason why you want to deliver these panels and what objectives you want to achieve. The second one is the energy topic you have chosen. So we will evaluate whether the topic is already well defined and whether you have already identified challenges related to the topics or specific initiatives that you want to test or you want to get feedbacks from the citizens. Then, as I said before, we will also evaluate whether you have already identified a potential venue and the accessibility conditions of the venue. This is very important because, as we said, panels should involve also the people that are usually underrepresented, and so accessibility of the venues is very important to make sure that also people that have mobility disadvantages can access the venue. Then we will look at the citizen recruitment strategy. You don't have to have a mm, properly defined and complete citizen recruitment strategy, but you should know the composition of your population and have an idea on how many people you want to reach in terms of the pool of people that you want to contact and the target number of people that you would like to have at the panel, and also a strategy on how to engage them. So will it be done via social media? Will it be targeted email? Will it be post delivered directly at their homes? So this is what we want to know in the application process. And then whether you have already identified facilitators. This could be people from local NGOs, local action groups, or even people within the municipalities that have experience in moderating and facilitating workshops. So this is what we will be looking for, whether you have already identified these facilitators to participate in the event. Um, and whether they have, let's say, the characteristics to moderate these panels. And then finally, whether you have any local partnership that can help you to promote the event, for instance, with the civil society or with specific energy actors that might be interested in joining the panels, possibly giving an expert presentation during the plenary session. So how well the event is connected with the civil society and the energy actors, even energy associations or energy communities already present in your municipality. If we, by evaluating your application, we see that it falls short of the criteria, necessary criteria to be selected, we will schedule a one-to-one call with you to work out the details and see whether the evaluation can be improved so that in the next call you might be able to be selected and deliver the panel that you want to deliver. So with this, I concluded the presentation in terms of what we wanted to show you and what we wanted to explain regarding the citizen energy panels under CEAH. Now we will move to a Q&A session. The Q&A session, it's very important to us because, well, it's very important for you as well because it's the time when you can ask questions and clarification regarding the initiative. But as well, it's very important for us to obtain feedback from you about what is interesting for you and for your municipality regarding this initiative, but also maybe what you see as a potential challenge or some aspects that you think might be more challenging to implement. So we have developed a interactive questionnaire on Mentimeter, and you can join by scanning the QR code that you have here in the image. So by scanning it, you will be taken directly to Menti, and you will see that the first question will appear. So I'll give the screen back to James, who will share the questions, and then you can provide your input directly on Menti.
Thank you, Giovanni. I will just share my screen now. So you can see my screen now, I hope.
Yeah.
Um, so this is also a way in which you can get oh, this is also a way in which you can get in if you go to the Menti website and you enter the code. So I can see that we've got 8 people in, so I will proceed, but then if you do need to log in, then perhaps someone like Jenny, you could put in this code into the chat in case that somebody has any delays in getting into the questions. It's also up here at the top, as you can see. So yeah, Giovanni.
Yeah, thank you very much, James. So the first question that we want to ask you is, what is your municipality's biggest motivation for applying? Is it to engage with citizens in local energy planning? So you are more interested in planning together with the citizens, build trust and legitimacy regarding a climate strategy that you have already defined, or access support from us because maybe you don't know much about the topic or you need support for in terms of capacity. Or are you doing this to prepare policy actions, so a specific policy action that you want to prepare, and therefore that you want to get feedbacks and involve the municipalities, the citizens early on in the policy development process, or other in case the options given do not reflect your biggest motivation. So I see that we're getting some replies. Uh, the one that is the most selected one is to engage with citizen in local energy planning. I will just give a couple of minutes so that everyone can input their answer. I see that we have 6 replies so far. and the top two. So the top one still remains engaged with citizen in local energy planning, and these I mean, the first two, so build trust and legitimacy and engage with citizens, are a bit what we expect that will be the biggest motivation for most municipalities, since these are the key benefits that you can get out of a panel. But of course, also preparing for policy action, so involving the citizens early on in the policy process is it's very important and can benefit a lot from these panels. And of course, our support. We understand that might be a big driver, especially for smaller municipalities. I think we can move to the next one. So here we want to know, after this presentation, how confident do you feel about preparing an application? Of course, this does not mean that you will start the application now, but in the near future, do you feel confident about preparing an application? Do you feel very confident, somewhat ready, or not confident at all? And maybe here something that we would like. Maybe we can open the floor for questions later regarding this. What is that it's restraining you from feeling confident? What is something that you still need to know or to assess to feel confident about preparing an application? Probably also looking at the guidance material will help you to get a better understanding of the complete application process, as well as the next webinar that we will organize in January, as that one will be specifically focused on the applications process. So I see that we had 8 replies, so we can move to the next slide. I would say, yeah, people are in the middle, so somewhat ready. Hopefully this webinar has helped you also to feel confident. The next question will be, what support will help your municipality move forward? So here we want to know from your perspective what is most beneficial and what will help you the most to deliver these panels. Here we don't have predetermined answers, so you can input your answers directly in the text box and they will show up here. Maybe we can take a moment to discuss them, James.
Yeah, if you'd prefer as well, you can open your mic and suggest what support would help or what clarification questions you may have. So there's always the option to put up your hand and we can chat about it now.
Expected outcome from your side. So I mean, the outcome that we expect is first delivering the panel and get recommendations from the citizens, and then we expect that these recommendations will be at least presented to the municipal government. We don't have specific expectations regarding the integration of these policies or these recommendations into the policy process, but of course it's something that it's welcomed and it's encouraged. But the main outcome is to discuss with the citizens, get recommendations from them, and then present them to the municipalities. And then the process of doing, let's say, a feasibility study regarding the recommendation and whether they can be implemented right now into policy actions, or maybe they will be taken forward. That's up to the municipality. How
Uh,
long do we have? Yeah, sorry,
and
James.
then also just to add on that is the aspect of the EU policy making, in that the recommendations taken forward will be documented into a final report for the municipality, and this will be submitted to the European Commission. The European Commission then takes this on board and they also will promote the activities that have been done in your municipality. So this will be helpful in terms of, generating visibility and having the European Commission stamp on the work. So it can be very helpful politically to have, this kind of promotion at this level of the European Commission. So yeah, just to add that as well.
Thank you, James. So I see one question that is how long do we have to organize the panel? So we are very flexible with the delivery of the panel. Hopefully you will deliver it in 2026, so next year. That will be the time frame to deliver it. But in terms of when during the year to deliver it, I mean, we're very flexible. We can tailor it to your needs, or whether in your municipality you have specific events happening or initiatives or launch of specific policies. So that's let's say in your hands, as we are quite flexible with time delivery. Then a comment is more detailed guidance document. The application page contains something, but it lacks example. Yeah, so in the application page, if you scroll to the bottom, you will see that we have two documents that explain the application process and the benefits for panels. It is true we haven't included many examples of citizen energy panels. What we could do is share with you a few example of citizen assemblies or citizen panels that have been developed that maybe didn't directly focus on energy, but they can be a good reference to see how these were structured and also to see different recruitment process that were
We
that were
we
used.
we can definitely look at creating an additional guidance document on these examples as well. So that's very useful feedback for us, which we'll take on board and then help to develop an additional part to this package. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, and I think this also connects with the evidence of benefits from previous panel and usual cost of a panel. So we will take on board this and develop materials to show practically what are the benefits of previous panel and what is the cost. I'm not entirely sure we will be able to get data regarding previous panels and how much they've cost, but we will try our best. A channel for local opinion to achieve EU policies. Uh, so this is maybe you want to elaborate on the question. So a channel for local opinion to achieve EU policies. Well, the Citizen Energy Advisory Hub can be this channel, as our aim is to voice all citizen energy initiatives that are developed at the local level, and therefore this will be a channel where you can voice local opinions. I mean, by presenting the results of the panels, you can also use them to present local opinions regarding the overarching objectives of EU policies. Regarding financial support, so financial support is not something that is part of the support we provide. We provide technical and logistical support, but we do not provide financial support to deliver the actual panel. Um, how will data be gathered from the panel? So we will send you before the panel templates so that you can take notes and you can gather the inputs from the citizens, so in a structured way, so that then this can be presented and uploaded on the website, but also presented to your local officials. Would municipal carbon budgets development sand management be a suitable topic? I think uh, this is not entirely aligned with the scope of the funnels.
I think you could message us on a channel. So if you'd email us some more details about which topic you want, then we can have a discussion about how to perhaps tailor it so that it keeps this part of it, but also, might highlight some other sections in terms of citizen participation to reach these carbon budgets and to get their perspective. So yeah, I would positively respond to that in terms of to reach out to us to discuss this further.
Perfect. Thank you, Sergio, I think. Um, then I understand that the event of the panel is only one day, but how long is the full process, including the training of the facilitators? So yeah, the actual delivery of the event is one day long, but we have a few other steps that we need to do together before the panel delivery. Um, I think that specific timeline, it depends also on the commitment and the availability of the municipality, but I can tell you what are the preparatory steps to deliver the plan, the panel. So we have to do a training session with the facilitators. And well, we will actually develop a handbook that will be delivered to the facilitators. And then we have to do a webinar, a training session with the citizens to also make sure that they have enough knowledge to be able to have an informed discussion about the topic. And then before this, we have the preparatory process regarding the decision of the topic and the decision regarding the venue and the recruitment strategy. So there is some preparatory work that needs to be done. The exact timing depends a lot on your availability. We're completely available and at your support to speed track this if needed. So if you have urgency in delivering the panel, or we can also take it a bit softer and let's say if you have already other priorities or concurring priorities, then we can take more time, let's say, to do the preparation work, or maybe you need more time to engage the citizens and recruit them. So it will depend on a case by case. So the technical staff, does the technical staff speaks different languages? We do. Well, for instance, I can support in English, Italian, and Spanish, but we have also people in the consortium from very different backgrounds and nationalities, so we can support in local languages, and panels can be delivered in local language. Actually, we encourage for them to be delivered in local languages.
And also the technical experts that we will hire and pay on your behalf, they will come from your national country. So these are experts that we currently have an open call for, and then we will allocate this expertise to your panel, so they will be able to speak in that language, and also we will be able to translate material into different languages. Yes.
Maybe, yeah, thank you, James. I think this is an important point that I want to clarify. So we have two type of, let's say, mediators in panels. We have the facilitators and the experts. So the experts are people from the CEAH consortium or from this pool of technical experts we will select that will help you on the day of the event to deliver the panel. And these are selected by us to match, to have a best match between your needs, your language, and what these experts can do. While the facilitators, this needs to be provided by you. So you will need to identify them, and also if there is the need to pay for their presence at the day of the event. Can you share the call for experts? Yes, sure. We can send a link here in the chat.
Maybe we could also send the link to the Chia email address as well, so that you can send us an email with some additional questions, and perhaps we can schedule a one-to-one call, or we can just reply in more detail through the email. So if you do think of any additional questions, we encourage you to reach out to us at the email address. So perhaps we can put in the call for experts and also a copy to the email address to which we can actively respond to queries.
Yeah, I'm sending everything in the chat.
And also, I'll pick up on this point while you're doing that. So, what local
Thank you.
authorities can participate? This would be all local authorities. So municipalities, local authorities, they're all eligible. So any size, any place, any like urban, rural, yes, any local authorities can participate. And I did see that we got a question in the chat when we were presenting about regional councils. And this is a very good question and an interesting one. So I'd ask you to email us some specific details about your regional council, because we would think that, perhaps, yes, this would be fine, but we would like you to, email us to let us know some more details about this before we give a definite answer.
Okay. I think we have covered all the questions.
Okay, so
Let's
yeah,
wait.
do reach out to us on
Yeah.
the email for a more detailed response and an opportunity to discuss one-to-one with us your application and any additional queries that you might have. So yeah, that is the end of the interactive session. So I'll stop sharing now.
And again, thank you very much for participating. We will, yeah, we will upload the PowerPoint and the recording of the webinar on the website, so you will be able to access it. And we also send you a follow-up email after the webinar with the links so that it is easy for you to access them. And we also encourage you to look at the guidance materials that we have on the website and to register for the next webinar that we will have after the Christmas holiday in January, where we will discuss in more detail the application process. And in case you have any doubt or you want any clarification regarding potential topics or any other concern, you are very welcome to contact us via the email that I shared in the chat or the contact page. We also provide this information in the follow-up email. So thank you very much for being here with us today, and we hope to see you soon and to see your application coming soon as well.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.